Hey everybody, Sarah here from Buckerfields TV. I'm super excited for you to join us today. We are going to be doing a one-on-one interview with Grand Prix show jumper Gareth Graves. He's going to talk to us all about his life and how he progressed to becoming a top professional in the horse industry. Stay tuned. So welcome, Gareth. I'm super happy that you were able to sit down with me today and take a little time out from your clinic that you're teaching right now. And I was thinking about this last night when we first met. I think I was here coaching at Foxstone and you were, I believe, apprenticing to become a farrier at the time. This is like, we're going back a ways.
Yeah.
We're going back a ways.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
I'd been involved in horses my whole life.
Yeah.
And I'd always wanted to be a rider and just didn't see really a future for me in that.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, I need to get realistic here, I want to stay in horses.
Yeah.
I didn't think I had the ability to do this the way that I wanted to do it.
Okay.
And so I thought the farrier thing was a nice fit,
That's the way to go.
Yeah, I could make some nice money, stay involved in horses.
Yeah.
And so of course things didn't work out that way. Yeah.
So then what was the progression then from going, okay, I'm going to become a farrier? What kind of progressed and changed course for you during that to then becoming a professional Grand Prix show jumper?
Well, it's a crazy story. Essentially I just could not sort of push down the passion for or the drive for getting to the top level of the sport. I really didn't see or foresee a way forward, but every time we would be out shoeing, I would be watching the people riding. I was always kind of 1 foot out the door with it. I was like, and then I tried hard and went to school, got certified, did the whole thing, spent a lot of time in a truck with, apprenticing. And then it was actually at farrier school, my second bout, that I got sort of, my own sort of going at a racetrack farm. I was starting horses there, and then we were sort of offshooting that into horses that weren't working out for the track. We would see if they could jump, and it was actually a call from Tanya Hardy down in Victoria, and she said, "You don't want to be a farrier." She's like, come here, come work for me, come ride, and I jumped at the chance, and I thought, you know what? There's something here because I was so drawn to it in a way that I just never was the farrier thing. I will say I do love to chuck on my apron over a pair of riding pants and boots and impress anybody, because a lot of people don't know that about me, that I did that. And so it's a nice piece of my history.
So when you were making that shift from, becoming a professional rider, what did your parents, what did your mom think of that? Was she for it, or was she kind of going, I don't know?
My parents are amazing. So previous to the farrier experience, I was 17.
Yeah.
I had a bit of high school wasn't great for me, and I just had this crazy want to get going with the horses. So my parents, literally the day I graduated, packed up the station wagon. They drove me to Minden, which is near Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
Dropped me off. I got a working student job. I was 17. And they dropped me off and said, all the very best. That was pre-days of cell phones, so I had 2 phone cards. No credit card, no bank card, no nothing. I was just down there. I got this job. And they are super supportive, and not in a way that it's never been something that they've financially been able to sort of back me on. And but in every other way, they're like, look, this is your gig if you want to give a go. And yeah, they're very, very supportive and incredibly proud of me. They come to the shows and I think they're a little shocked too, like, what is happening here? You know, like, you know, it's kind of, and it is, it's really, I mean, it's a dream come true. Yeah.
Gareth Graves is on course now, and he is aboard Dorantos. This is a 10-year-old Dutch warm-blood gelding. And Gareth having the best day of anyone so far. He won our first class of the day, the 2-star welcome. And he was a full 2 seconds fastest. So can he make it 2 in a row here today?
If you had any advice to give your younger Gareth self, what would that be now?
Oh, stay true to the course, you know, and yeah, I don't want to sound arrogant because I am very proud of myself and I'm proud of what I've pulled off. You know, I still have an infinite way to go, but it really has been just such an amazing dream of a journey. You know, I think when I look around and kind of what like draws me to people that are you know, looking to get into things, into the sport, I said, you know, stay super keen.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember going to a George Morris clinic, and the same crazy story. Me and my mom, we drive down there. You know, the horse had to duck to get in the trailer. The trailer was so small, and the very first day, you know, you could go and you could set the jumps with them. And I had heard rumor of this, and so we went early, obviously, and I couldn't understand why not everybody was there to set the jumps. I mean, you know, he's kind of talking as he's setting the course, and he looked at, he said, Gareth, keen, and he said, like, basically my name with the word keen, and I said, that's kind of always be so enthusiastic you stand out.
Yeah.
You know, like and not in some obnoxious way, but just right there, whatever needs to get done, you do it, don't ask a question, you know. And yeah, I think as far as I go, you know, it's always really been just an absolute, not even love, obsession with horses. Yeah. And like a way that's not even really explainable.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make sense. You know, it's just like, so yes, it's kind of like wrapped up in like sport, and you mentioned Grand Prix and everything else, but like
still love horses.
Oh my god, yeah. I have young horses. I love just to go spend time with them and watch them in the field. Like,
what was that moment like for you as a young rider coming up? The moment you stepped underneath that famous clock tower, Swiss Meadows, into the international ring, the first time that happened for you, what did that feel like?
Yeah, it's not really describable, really. Like, I mean, for someone like myself, you know, I've told the story, me and my mom would like religiously go watch the Masters. We would drive out here from the coast, literally through the night. It was something, it was so special. Yeah. We would go there, we would, you know, usually end up there Friday night. It's just, you know, evening of the horse, we'd watch the 6 bar, and then we'd watch the, and it seemed, I guess I dreamed big, but that just seemed like no way. Like that was near, and
like as it was happening.
Well, no, even so beforehand, like I was like, oh my god, like that's incredible, and I desperately wanted to, and I guess I never really truly connected the dots to getting there, and then it's just an incredible kind of chain of events that's literally like connected to one moment in time, and this like butterfly effect from it is incredible. I could literally march it back to a specific moment over a few year period, you know, and then but when you look back on it, the chain, but I mean, to kind of answer your question, I stood there. And I kind of describe it like playing a video game. It's kind of like you're like, am I here? And then they call you in, and now you have to trot over to the playpen, and you're like, I'm like, okay, this is happening, and you're kind of like, do I want to do this? I don't know. Like, and then all of a sudden the buzz is gone. You're like, oh my goodness! Like it's like the timer's clicking. Get your ass over to jump 1. And oh my God, it just kind of, that week at Spruce Meadows, I mean, it's funny looking back on it now because it went so unreal that first time through that whole week. And of course, life has a way of ebbs and flows.
Yep.
And I have actually, like, I feel like I'm coming back into something towards that now, but that moment was kind of like a taste of something that I actually then kind of have lost and sort of I'm coming back to. It's, you know, the trajectory we kind of like wanted to think, well, that was a moment in time and it's just going to be like onward and upward.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you know, that's not how it works. You get a
life
taste
works.
of it, a little drop. So, but that day was incredibly special. And then fast forwarded to that weekend. I got in there on the Sunday. She jumped around clear, and I mean, it was full. The stands were full. It was on TV. I mean, it was just like, yeah, it was incredible.
Surreal.
Yeah. And I feel super blessed to have been able to do it because I know that, you know, people say, oh, it takes hard work. I know a lot of people that grind and still have struggled to kind of get that. So, you know, for me, I'm just endlessly thankful that, yeah, I got to do that.
Got to be there.
You know?
Yeah, that's awesome. So I guess if you had any advice for any young professional or young aspiring professionals, people that are wanting to get into this business, as a professional rider, coach, what, you know, it's, everybody knows, everybody has to do a bit of all of it to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
What would your advice be to those young people?
Never think anything is beneath you.
Yeah.
Ever. To this day, I would never look at something and go, oh, you know, like, and I think stay super keen. I mentioned it before. It's people love enthusiasm. Like in my own world, if I see someone truly genuinely enthusiastic, I couldn't care less about how much money they had or what they wearing or what horse they had. Yeah. If you get a super go-getter, I want this, what can I do? You know, I'm all in, you know. And the other thing is to know that, you know, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
This is, you know, we have, it's a long road. And, you know, and I guess the last point I would say is try really, I read something on Facebook the other day. There's a reason why racehorses wear blinkers. It's so that they can't see who's on the left or on the right. They just focus forward. And you wear blinkers. You know, this person, that person, oh, this person's jumping bigger than me this year, or that person's got a new horse, and oh my gosh, look at their business, and oh my gosh, look at their truck, and oh my gosh, I'm still doing this. Well, you know, it's just stay focused, stay genuine, and just know, you know, like, and I don't really like to kind of talk the money part of it, but this whole idea that, oh my gosh, you know, so-and-so's got so much more than I do. And I tell people, I say, you know, there's things that money can't buy, and that's my experience, okay?
Yeah.
So, like, the only way you get that experience is to sit on as many horses, you know, and if you have, you know, if you don't have sort of like an expectation of what you should be riding, there are a lot of horses out there and a lot of people that put you on them. You know, usually that starts very green, okay? Yeah. But, you know, there's ways to get experience and stuff like that. So this whole idea, like, well, I would, but, you know, I would, you know, I don't have
$100,000
or any of those things, you know? And,
Absolutely.
yeah, so if that answers your question, but those would be some things I would think, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like you've got some riders out there warming up, so I better let you go, but I really appreciate you sitting down and chat with me.
Yeah, no worries.
You're just like such an amazing human, and
you.
your enthusiasm
Thank
for
you.
the sport, your passion. You know, I just think anybody who gets to work with you or ride with you is just super fortunate.
Yeah,
so.
I'll slip you 50 later
Thank
for
you,
that.
Gareth.
Okay, cheers.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Have a good one, Gareth.
There's a clean ride for Billy Buchan and Gareth Graves. How about 64.77 for the Canadian?